Welcome back to the Windy City Wire podcast. It's been around a month since we last uploaded our episode, and it's just James and I tonight, but we're glad to be back with you all, talking some sports, some Chicago sports, and just sports in general. James, you were the one that started this all with me about 4 years ago, coming up on 5 years. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, Sam. Always a pleasure to be back with you. Yeah, this is back to our roots, just us two here. Yeah, loaded show. Bears, NFL Combine, disappointing Blackhawks, and maybe a little Bulls and Cubs. Baseball right around the corner here.
That I cannot wait for. Cubs opening day, April 4th. I already took off work. I just can't wait. Yeah, baseball. It's gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, glad to have I think it's just you and I for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, no, I think maybe KO and Owen needed a little breather. Had a couple weeks though, so um, we'll hear from them next week though. I'm sure they want to get on and talk some free agency once things start heating up because this is it. We're in the combine here. We're getting close to the draft, and before you know it, schedule will be coming out. So
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's just jump right into it. Um, with the NFL Combine, we get a little taste of some football we've been without for the last few months. There's some big news out today. But first, I'm just going to ask you, James, you weren't on the episode with the other guys and I when we announced that Ben Johnson was hired by the Chicago Bears. Give me your thoughts. Did you think this would happen? Are you excited? Did you watch the Pardon My Take interview today with Ben Johnson? It was awesome.
yeah, like I said on the show before we were all, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And I said Ben Johnson will not come here. Ryan Poles is the GM. And that was, incorrect. He did come here. Ryan Poles didn't get fired. He seems to really like Ryan Poles. Um, I, I don't know what their relationship is or how, fast everything's, moved along here, but they got eliminated, and the next thing you knew, he was in the Bears building. So I think he's handled himself pretty well. He's a smart guy. I can tell in the way he talks, and it's night and day with Eberflus. I
It's
still,
so much better.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the guy actually likes to talk, it seems, and he's funny, like you mentioned at the Pardon My
Mhm.
Take. Like I know Eberflus did that, but Ben Johnson was, he was funny. He was saying funny stuff. He was talking about, his rivalry with LaFleur and how he doesn't really know him like that well, but he just feels like he can take shots at him. I really hope it doesn't backfire. But yeah, Sam, overall, I'm happy with it. Really can't believe it. And just hoping the wins come, man.
Yeah, same here. I mean, we got the best one that was available, the best coach this offseason, dubbed by the media and a lot of the fans. Um, and yeah, 3 points that I took away from the interview with Big Cat and PFT at Barstool today. Um, One was, let's see, Ben Johnson. He decided on the Bears the week prior to the Lions playoff game. So they had that off week. And then he was taking a few interviews that week. After his Chicago Bears interview, he said, "This is the job I want." Shook hands and left. Didn't tell any other teams, "This is the job I want." So right after his interview, he was feeling confident. He wanted to come to Chicago, and we brought him here. So that's huge. He also said he watches the Barstool Sunday conversations before every game. That's pretty funny. And he's also a dog guy, which I know we both are. So um, he seems like a good dude. It's going to be night and day, as you said, between contrasting between him and Eberflus. I'm looking forward to it. And also, Big Cat's still only a 6 out of 10. He said we got to do some winning before we can bump that number up.
Yeah, I mean, it all looks good right now, like it usually does around this time. Yeah, let's just really. I'm 6 out of 10. I'm with Big Cat. I'm 6 out of 10.
Hmm. Yeah, we can't get too ahead of ourselves. The last 2 or 3 years, we're like, oh, we're going to Super Bowl. Justin Fields is gonna win the MVP. He's gonna rush for the
Come
most
on.
yards in NFL history. Well, everyone was saying it. He was like the betting odds favorite 2 years ago.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, we got new our sites, new sites, new views coming in 2025, and we got a few more months till some things happen, like the draft and obviously opening day in September. But it's a lot of other news is being circulated right now. One of the big free agents the Bears wanted, that is offensive guard Trey Smith from Kansas City. He was the by far best guard option in the free agency pool. He was tagged back by the Chiefs today. And that's a big blow for the Bears and a lot of other teams that were probably going to pursue him. Um, and it's just he's going to get a 1 year deal, about $23 million. So, any thoughts on that? It's tough loss.
Yeah, I mean, this was the guy who was really talked about leading up to, I guess, the Super Bowl. This he's going to be a free agent. Da da da. Bears really need help. I'm not overly surprised. We all watched the Super Bowl. Kansas City was ran over by the Eagles, and
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to give away probably their best blocker, although he didn't play that well. Um, I don't,
Mhm.
I didn't think they would really give him up this easily. So yeah, probably long-term extension on the way for him. But yeah, there's still some names on the market. They have that Detroit guy, Zeitler. He's still available.
Yep.
They could bringing him on a short deal or something like that. And then you have that guy Becton with the Eagles, the guy who was drafted by the Jets, kind of was thought to be a bust, left. And I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he got good on the Eagles because the Eagles I feel like they do things the right way. They got proper coaching, and look at Jalen Carter. People thought he was going to be a problem, and he's all pro,
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion.
It's a big miss for Chicago and a lot of other teams too.
Definitely. But yeah, I wouldn't, go all crazy that Trey Smith's off the market. Still some other guys, and we have the money. So
Yeah, totally. I'm looking at like just NFL.com's like list of free agents here. Ronnie Stanley with the Ravens. This says he's looked all world in his career, but he's also had ups and downs and injuries. But he's been Lamar Jackson's blindside guy for a long time. He's 31 years old, so he could be a vet coming in, still get a few years out of him. Ronnie Stanley, if he stays healthy, I like that one. Just going down the list here, you got that guy Will Fries from Indy. He's another offensive guard. He's a guard. Um, he broke his tibia last year, but he's still pretty young. He's 27. We could go after him. Just some other random names I'm seeing here. Cam Robinson. He's I think he's a Vikings guy. He's played with the Jaguars too. He could be an option. Alric Jackson from the Rams could be too. And then if we really want to go back to the woodshed, we can get Tevin Jenkins. Um, but I think we got to there. I'm looking at this list right now. There are a lot of cornerbacks like Asante Samuel Jr. If he's not going to get franchise tagged, I'd love to take him. Give me some of these cornerbacks in the free agency pool. We got to draft offensive linemen. We also need a lot of defensive line help too.
sure, I'm with you a little bit on the cornerbacks, just because they dealt with some injury um last year, but I'd look maybe towards safeties, maybe in the draft. I don't know how many are available in free agency, but yeah, Sam, you hit on the head. Defensive line, offensive line are must-haves. If you want to go, we're going to get into it in a little bit, but offensive line versus defensive line at 10, I think it's just best player available, whoever's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and I think it was Schefter that said this week at the combine, there's like that you could take a guy at number 10 and he'll be the same like the value could be the guy at number 35. The evaluators don't really know who should be ranked where between 10 and 35. It's a big jump and a big pay gap for guys getting drafted too. So, yeah, I think you just got to in the draft at 10, I think you have to go best available. And I don't think the draft is particularly deep for the guys searching for quarterbacks. Like say the Giants, the Saints, they don't really have an option. I mean, they could go after Cam Ward, obviously, Shedeur Sanders, but none of those guys are, there's not a real one yet identified. But yeah, well, best guy at 10. I agree with you.
Yeah, Raiders too. They need a quarterback, so
Bad.
it's an interesting top half, and especially with the Abdul Carter news, how he needs a little bit of surgery, and he wasn't going to participate in the combine, but it's just more news to see whether he goes one or not.
Correct, and that's a Penn State quarterback. Um, yeah, he was projected to go top three, if not one. He might need, I think it's knee or foot surgery. It's always tough to have a quarterback that's injured and going in the top few picks. It's always a liability. Yeah. So uncertainty in the draft so far, but still have obviously down the road when Kevin and Owen come back, they have a lot of expertise on this too. A few other bullet points James put into our notes here. Our Bears GM Ryan Poles, he addressed how new head coach Ben Johnson plans to work with Caleb Williams, and uh, Poles said that he's going to bring him all the way down to the ground floor again, and we're going to bring him all the way back up. Um, I get is maybe that's trashing Matt Eberflus a little bit, but I feel like I trust Ben Johnson to do that, and we can make Caleb Williams into something great. I like that.
Agreed. Yeah, I just thought I'd put it there because I thought it was interesting that he would say bring him all the way to the ground floor, but
Yeah,
um, we'll see. He showed flashes, and Ben Johnson's going to get him right.
totally. Other news, um, the Bears coaching staff has been filled out. I feel like it's been filled out for a while now. We gave our takes on it a few episodes ago. We'll get into it more closer to the season. Other players being dropped, such as Gerald Everett and DeMarcus Walker. That saves us about $10 million in cap space, which moves us up to uh, $79.5 million of cap space. You can definitely go sign a few guys with that. Um, and then Poles dropped a casual bombshell with his intentions for the 10th pick, says James Marisi. Um, we know we're sitting at 10. There's probably going to be a really good opportunity for us to improve our football team. But this draft, there's also enough depth in the first round that I believe you could actually move back a bit and still pick a really good player. Hey, just amass picks. I am all for it. As I said, 10 to 35. You don't know what you're getting. Let's do it. Totally with
hmm
them there.
Love that you said that. Yeah, I didn't know about that evaluation kind of being in. They don't really know what's going on. So yeah, if he wants to move back and get some picks, and maybe he knows some others don't, he can get his guy. I'm for it, man.
Sure. Yeah, we'll see if you can pull a good player out in the early rounds compared to the last few rounds. Um, and then just offensive line or defensive line at 10. I think we discussed whoever's available or pick or trade back. That works with me. Do we want Ashton Genty? That is a good discussion question. Ben Johnson does use running backs. Is Genty, I don't know, like, what are the size measurements of Genty? Is he kind of more your bell cow? He's going to give you 30 carries, 25 carries a game, or is he kind of be your like speed back or goal line back? What does he fit into?
Yeah, so I mean, he was getting 25 to 30 touches at Boise, but I
Hmm.
mean, you're playing Mountain West teams. We'll know more on the running back testing day, which is the 1st of March.
Yep,
Um, so we'll see how he tests. Actually, no, he's not going to the combine, so we won't really know. Maybe he'll do like a private workout or something. But uh, do I want him? Yeah. Would it be dumb? Yes, because who's gonna block for him? I know KO would disagree with this 1000%. Owen would probably start laughing if I mentioned this, but yeah, dude, he's just a flashy player. He was talked about all year. He should have won the Heisman. He's getting mocked in that area. I mean, you have to go O line or D line, but Man, it'd be nice to have him.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to find the quote where uh, Ben Johnson says it literally just starts at offensive line. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Um, but yeah, it would be cool to have Genty, but I think you can get a guy in free agency or even just continue to build out the running backs we have or just use them. Like, what was it? DeAndre Swift had a pretty good year last year. He had some really bad games at the start of the year, but he came together. And we got whoever the backup guy is, can't remember his name, but he should get way more touches. Roshan,
Roshan.
that's his name.
Well, Sam, you mentioned it. You go in free agency, you're keeping Swift, you're keeping Roshan probably, but this draft class is full of running backs, and they're not as good as Genty, but you don't have to take them because there's so many others you could take.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, the Bears seem to always pick a running back in the draft, no matter if they have running backs or not.
But yeah, you're 100% right. And Swift was good. He was a good running back. He almost had 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
I, it's just people talk about him like he's some trash football player. He was good.
Sam drafted him in the top 10 of our fantasy league a few years ago. He thought he'd be good. He knew about this past year. But yeah, DeAndre Swift on the Lions was kind of like your speed guy. You're going to put him in on third down where he's going to give you a huge chunk play. But he could be your every down guy, or at least give you 20 carries a game. That's solid. And then if you can get like a big bowling ball Mike Tolbert to come in and run it in at the goal line, we're set up for success. Um, yeah, man, I really miss Mike Tolbert and the old fullbacks. He should just stuff it in. LeGarrette Blount, where are you?
I That's what Ben Johnson also said. He said he loves a fullback, so thank God we'll have an actual fullback and he won't just get cut mid-season.
Or we just have another offensive line and run the ball like last year.
The trick plays are coming.
That is true, but hopefully it's not going to result in a fumble at the end zone because an offensive lineman just decides to toss it up to the defense. But I digress.
We digress.
Yeah, we digress there. All right, Bears, we're looking forward to it. James and I were smiling. We're excited. We both love going to games. We probably went to uh, probably over 10 combined last year. It was awesome. So looking forward to the upcoming year. But more into general NFL news. As we said, the NFL Combine is underway. The defensive line and linebackers are going to that's going to be taking place today, which already happened. DBs and tight ends are going to be tomorrow. QBs, running backs, and wide receivers are on the first, James, according to your notes. Um, and then the offensive line is on the second, so that's going to be Sunday. Um, yeah, I never knew you could just walk into the NFL Combine and like it's free to go in at Lucas Oil. That's pretty cool.
Is it really?
Yeah, my one friend goes every year.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Just your random trivia fact of the day, I guess. Any other NFL news for you, James?
Um. Oh yeah, I saw that the Packers were trying to ban the tush push.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The only team.
Yeah. I talked to somebody in my office yesterday. He's a Packers fan. He's like, it's just Mark Murphy who's about to retire, who's like their president CEO.
Mm.
He just wants to like get in the head of the league or just look like somebody big before he retires. So, or it was just like I'm talking about something, but it doesn't really matter.
Some nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, Ben Johnson also said, "Oh, it'd be really cool if we got a Bears Patriots Super Bowl again." There was also random fake news swirling this week that the Bears were finalizing a plan to build their stadium in Arlington Park, just south of their land they bought, but that was just Jersey Jerry spitting nonsense as usual. Um, and yeah, it's also Ben Johnson said he'd cut off his balls for the Bears to win a Super Bowl, and he said, to make it memorable, we need to win a back to back to back.
Yeah, he, he needs to wrap up this little media tour and
He's
get
been
in the
great.
NFL.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. Like I love having a guy who's trying to, I don't know, just win games, please.
He's getting his shot, man. He is talking about how much he squats, and it's all going to look
Oh
very
yeah.
bad for us if it doesn't work out. But hey, we're living in the moment here,
True.
right? Oh yeah. All right, we're moving on from NFL. We'll have much more talk as that's our main topic here on the Windy City Wire podcast. Um, and just for all the viewers who are wondering, why haven't you uploaded in a month? Well, we are technically in our off season, so yeah. All right, on to Blackhawks. Sorry for that. The Blackhawks are 17-34-7. James and I went to a game this week and we didn't have high hopes and they lost brutally. So, I, yeah, James, just give me your thoughts. And also, why would the refs, what's this offsides rule that you can tip it in while somebody's in the zone and it's not going to be an offsides?
I still don't really understand what happened with
Yeah.
that play. We were trying to listen on the radio after to get an explanation. Um, Still not really sure how you can touch the puck.
While someone, you brought it out of the zone, your teammate is still in the zone, and I'm just going to bring it back in, tap it in.
Really strange.
And they
Maybe we could,
score. So
y-
that's
yeah, maybe we could put the video on Instagram or something
I
so
could add
people,
to the show. I'll add
because
it to the YouTube.
it's confusing.
Tavares steals it back, works it back in over the line, dropping for Nylander. Nylander severing pass, they score!
But that was real close to being offside too, Joe.
I'm surprised it's taking this long. I mean, all you have to see it is the one time. It's no question it's offside.
After Chicago's coach's challenge, the play was deemed to be onside. Therefore, it is a good goal.
And I can't really describe it for, the average person who doesn't really understand offsides, but they're miserable. 5-2, Maple Leafs won that game. It was good to see Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. But yeah, man, Seth Jones said it the other night when they lost to Utah last night. He said, we look like the same team from game one. And, that's true. They don't score, they don't shoot, and they're just kind of all playing their own game. Bedard's gotten a lot of hate this season. He's been under the microscope a good bit. He's still putting up decent numbers, decent points, but his attitude on the ice, his body language just doesn't. I never saw Patrick Kane act the way he kind of acts out there when things are going wrong. Because Kane and Taves, they had plenty of things go the wrong way. And
Especially
sure,
in the
maybe,
first seasons.
yeah, like, and I rarely saw him. I see this Bedard kid on the ground, head on the ice in the penalty box, moping around like your number one overall pick. You can't, man. People thought he was like McDavid, thought he was like Draisaitl and those guys, and I'm not seeing it so far. And he may be too small. Um,
It's a kid, he's 19 years old.
yeah, he's 19 years old. I know he's got a ton of room to grow, but it doesn't look like the team's getting any better, and I
Yeah.
imagine he's getting sick of it.
He definitely is getting sick of it. And is it Kyle Davidson, our GM now? Done nothing, doesn't care. You got guys playing with Bedard that like he had caliber players playing with him, similar caliber players playing with him in Canada before he even came to Chicago. Like these guys, no offense, they're not good. They probably wouldn't be on first or second lines on most teams in the NHL. Um, like you got Foligno out there, like that's fine. Bertuzzi, he's decent, but he can't pass, barely scores. It's just not a good season. We've got four straight losses. We're playing Vegas tonight. We're being outscored 18-9 in our last four games. Um, yeah, I just it's just a tough time watching this team. Yeah.
And the in that Maple Leafs game, remember they benched Lucas Reichel because they didn't like his game. Um, this I just feel like Reichel's been done pretty dirty by this whole organization through the numerous coaches they've had. It seems like no one's really liked him, and every time the team plays bad, it's Reichel's fault, and he gets benched, and he's
Yeah.
also a young player. And I'm just kind of done with Davidson and just this whole joke of a team. And he's not playing tonight. I'm pretty sure he's a healthy scratch. So imagine this. I want to figure out how my young guys are playing or if they can play in the NHL. So you start him a few games. He makes a mistake. Maybe he did make a few mistakes and we didn't really see it. And you're going to bench him and now you're going to healthy scratch him. What does that teach him? What does that do to his confidence? So
Mhm.
just they need a full makeover because they're disgusting, and we can't even watch them really because we don't have
Yeah.
the TV deal. So
Well, I do.
they're all right, you got it. But yeah, no, I've been kind of out of the loop with them, but I've kind of been keeping up with them a little bit after the Four Nations because it got me back into hockey. It was a great time.
Yeah, the Blackhawks have been tough, but the Four Nations was really cool. It was kind of like the new All-Star game, I think, for the NHL. Instead of like doing the skills challenge, hardest puck or hardest shot in like Vegas or somewhere. They did a Four Nations, so it was Sweden, Finland, Canada, and the United States, made up of respective NHL players from each nation. And it was really fun. I think, yeah, we got a tie out of, was it Sweden and United States? And then we got USA beating Canada, which is huge. It was USA, USA, USA for a few days. And then in the end, the championship game, we faced Canada. Unfortunately, they beat us, but there were people out on like Thursday nights are pretty good to go out nights, but over under was packed for the Four Nations. It was awesome. Yeah, it's just cool. I love the countries games. Like I'd love to get more teams in. It'd be so cool.
Oh yeah, no, it was cool. The first USA game when they all dropped the gloves right off the draw, that was sweet. I didn't really I didn't. I asked my cousin. I was like, "Is this going to be really cool?" And he was like, "Hey, it's going to be the best players in the league. Yes, it's going to be cool." And
Yeah.
it didn't disappoint. But Canada reminded us, they have Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid, and those guys are horses. So it's tough to beat. But Olympics coming up in Italy, so see if we can get some revenge.
Yeah, we gotta find those dates for when NH or like hockey's gonna be played because I'm gonna take some time off and go out there with my dad. That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome, bro.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, I'll text Mr. Maurice about it too.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah, all right. Blackhawks, it's just tough. We are the second worst team in the league still. The San Jose Sharks just suck. Only 15 wins on the season. Um, and they've played one more game than us. So, um, it's just those two teams again, like seems like every year now. They're 1-2.
Yeah, I mean the Sharks, they're similar rebuild to us, but
At
I
least they
feel like
seem to have something going.
exactly. Yeah, I feel like they would dummy us.
Yeah. Like I like this guy Zetterlund on their team. He's good. Mario Ferraro playing defense. Um, yeah, it's much more interesting team, to be honest. There's nobody I can like on this Blackhawks team either. It's tough. Tough to be a fan these days in Chicago. Let me tell you that. Actually, don't ask a White Sox fan how bad they're feeling, because they're feeling pretty bad. And that's when we segue into the Chicago Cubs. We have a decent outlook for this year. We are projected to win the NL Central, which is great. And yeah, we're 6-0. Perfect in spring training. Just remember that the Bears were also perfect in their preseason football season. Hopefully that's not going to be the same thing that happens to us. But yeah, there's other news. Matt Shaw, he's been seeing some action, but he is going to miss a few um, games with an oblique injury, but he's going to debut in the next few days. So good to have him back. Hopefully, he can play long-term third base or something for us this year. And we do open up the series in Tokyo versus the Dodgers. And oh boy, do I hate the Dodgers. But I'm looking forward to that series. That's gonna be really fun. Um, we'll see if Shaw has enough time to get back for that. It's a few weeks, I think it's like a week earlier than first games of the season, which is like March 28th, I think. That's the first like opening day. Um, and yeah, Shaw's the favorite to serve as the Cubs' third baseman. Also, Nico Horner, today I saw the news that he won't be making the trip to Japan. Nico Horner, I feel like he had a down year last year. I'm kind of worried about him. He's playing second base. He got moved over because Dansby's there. Yeah, Dansby plays defense, but he can't hit either. Um, yeah, I'm just worried about Horner starting off the year with an injury. Didn't play well last year. That's tough.
Yeah, Sam. Nico was mentioned in possible trade speculation all off season with the Mariners for maybe a starting pitcher, and things never really came to fruition with that. But yeah, he won't make the trip. But yeah, they were pretty positive that he would be able to start in Arizona for that opening series against the D-backs. Um, but yeah, like Dansby, I know he had surgery this offseason. He was playing hurt, which I knew because he was just
He was not good last year. It was weird.
yeah, you remember me. I was really ragging on him pretty good when we'd go to games and um just something was off. But it just begs the question like because I remember the first year we had him, he was kind of a little off too. And I think he might have been banged up, didn't get it fixed, then played again, and then was finally
Mm.
like, I got to get this fixed. So I don't know, just kind of strange timing with that. But yeah, Sam, I'm looking forward to the season, and the spring training's been great so far. The young guys are playing good. PCA looks good with the new number 4.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
PCA is gonna be awesome this year. He's killing it so far in spring training, just stealing bags everywhere. Um,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, looking forward to the Cubs too. Already got our opening day planned out. Well, my voice goes out, James. Please start talking.
Yeah, you're good, dude. I actually have my Cubs ticket draft coming up. I think what is it, Monday? Yeah, Monday night. So I'll be able to pick my games. I know they have this one promo. It's like a Dansby Swanson headband, but it's got like hair attached to it,
That's
like his
pretty
flow.
cool.
So I'm gonna try to get that game. Try to look for my birthday. I wonder. I haven't checked if they're home on it, but um, yeah, just gonna look for some good games and yeah, man. I just feel like whenever baseball season comes around, it's just like, all right, let's relax. Weather's gonna turn and it's just nice just having a baseball game on a
Yeah,
Tuesday afternoon or something.
100%. Yeah, you know the weather's gonna change soon. We get to go back to the good old Wrigley Field, historic ballpark. A lot of fans don't get to experience like a really nice ballpark. And think about this place is in our backyard.
100%. Backyard. Can't believe it.
And we've been going forever, which is really cool.
And they should really be good this year.
Yeah,
Uh this division's wide open. The Brewers got rid of Adames and the big closer Williams. We know the Cardinals are kind of in flux, and we know the Reds and Pirates, they have prospects, and they're kind of sleeper-ish.
yeah.
But we're the Cubs, like, come on.
We got a chance. I looked at our like projected starting lineup today. See if I can pull it up. Um, yeah, so our projected like opening day lineup so far. Um,
Mhm.
I guess the page is not loading at the moment. So I'll just probably just spew out a few guys, but I think it's gonna be the pitching rotation is gonna be like Shota. Um, it's gonna be Steele. They are gonna say Boyd's gonna start the year in the rotation. Tyone and Assad. Assad was really good last year too. confident in our pitching staff. They're not a lot of big name guys, but I feel like they can go out and get the job done. Matt Boyd's a little bit older. He's coming in as a free agent. Um, but we're looking forward to seeing him. We're gonna have guys like Ian Happ, Pete Crow Armstrong, uh,
Say,
I mean Matt Shaw, who's playing right field.
it's probably gonna be Happen left PCA and then right field will be Tucker.
Oh yeah, duh, Tucker, yeah. Tucker, then it's gonna be Shaw, Dansby, Horner, and then it'll be
Bush.
Bush at first base. And our catcher's probably gonna be and we have a lot of guys this year at catcher.
Amaya,
Um, Let me
your
double
boy.
check. We're gonna say Amaya's gonna start the year. He had a tough year last year. But we also have a big signing. Like I'm actually looking forward to seeing Justin Turner. He's always been able to hit the ball and he can play third.
Safety blanket. I love that addition. And yeah, come off the bench, hitting a big spot. Someone gets banged up, come in, play third. Especially if Shaw, if this lingers and he can't go because, yeah, like ship parade us away so fast.
He's just, I was listening to some videos or watching some videos of Paredes, like the lowest exit velo, short, like slowest bat speed. He just looked off when he came to Chicago. He had like a good year before, but it looked like a fluke year. It just didn't add up. I'm fine that they gave him away. I'm more upset that we gave Morel away for him. I liked Morel.
Yeah, I miss Chris. I'll be keeping an eye on him. I'm looking forward to him getting a full season in Tampa because I think same thing with him. Like he didn't look that good, but I think it was just a shock to the both of them that they just got, dealt
Yeah,
randomly.
totally. Yeah, and the poor Rays are going to be playing their spring training field all year. The
Forgot.
Oakland A's are going to start the year in Sacramento, California. It's going to be a weird year, but I did you see Booker with the A's, the outfielder? He got like the t most team-friendly deal that any player could give a team. He gave him or he accepted a 5-year, $60 million contract. Like that's Ozzy Albies friendly contract. And this
Uh,
guy's hitting 30 bombs a year. He's still batting like 260, 270. He's their power guy. He's going to be good this year. And he's going to be locked up for a while. Watch, I can't remember his name. I'm so not in baseball mode,
what was his
but it's
name?
Booker. Um,
Oh, Rooker.
Brent Rooker. That's it. Yes. Brent Rooker. He's gonna have a great year this year. He's just gonna hit balls out of that ballpark. Um, yeah, I'm so happy. I can't wait for baseball.
Yeah, think the good thing you mentioned that. Shout out my friends from California. I know they're beat up about the A's leaving and but they always have that big power bat who's kind of just there. Olson, Murphy, and then
They used to
now
have
this
Yoenis,
yeah.
Donaldson, Jack Cust. That's a throwback, yeah.
Yeah, that one I don't know if I know.
Yeah, Derek Barton. Derek Daric Barton.
Coco Crisp.
Oh, Coco Crisp, legend. Oh man. Even Josh Reddick was an A for a while.
And they have that young guy, Butler.
Lawrence Butler, great name. Watch out for him in all your fantasy drafts this year. We're less than a minute now, James. We're gonna have to close up the show. I can't wait to talk more baseball with you and just sports in general. Very much appreciate you doing the show with me tonight.
Yeah, dude, great show. Thanks for having me, man.
You got it. All right, until next time, Windy City Wire podcasters. We'll see you later. Bye.